What's up gamers? I wanted to highlight a few games I found watching the Bullet Heaven Fest on Steam. This is a third-party event presented by two publishers, Venox and Heretic, where the focus lies on games that fit into the Bullet Heaven genre. Their live broadcasting covers a lot of games, the biggest being Halls of Torment and Soulstone Survivors. During this fest you can also find Heretic's Fork and God of Weapons. I've done a review on both of them, link in the description. With that being said, let's get down to the games. First up is Whisker Squadron Survivors. This is an on-rail shooter where you're trying to save the galaxy from robotic bugs. The game is of course inspired by Star Fox, which is also an on-rail shooter, and the main characters are also animals. Whisker Squadron dropped into early access back in August and will be in early access for at least 48 months. At its core, it's a roguelite where you play missions, get upgrades along the way, and in between levels you gain permanent upgrades for your ship and more. The art style is great, it looks to be cel shaded, but yeah, it looks like a lot of fun. The game is developed by Flipfly and full release will probably be in 2024. They're also working on the next game in the series and the planned release date for that one is 2025. 20 Minutes Till Dawn Emberpath. This is a spin-off game from the studio's previous title, 20 Minutes Until Dawn. Emberpath follows in the same spirit as its predecessor, being a roguelike where you're trying to survive against Lovecraftian creatures, all while you gain power to defeat them. I like the style of this one a lot better, as the previous one is a bit muted for my taste. Emberpath is developed by Flan, no release date for this one yet. The graphics in Rogue Genesia really caught my eye. It reminded me a lot of Octopath Traveler. Here you fight against a relentless horde of enemies as you try to save worlds. Between killing hordes of enemies you travel on a map, much like in Slay the Spire. You have a few choices on where you want to go. If you're on your last mission gathered a lot of gold, you might want to choose a path that leads to a shop, and so on. Rogue Genesia is developed by Oadi. I'm sorry, I probably butchered that. The game has been in early access for a little more than a year. The game just got its latest update now in November, 9.1, and with that I would guess full release will be in first quarter of next year. Pandora. Yeah, this one is quite unique for me, but I have a few friends that have it, and I've tried a lot of games there. But to play a roguelite Bullet Heaven game in VR, that's something I haven't done. The playstyle looks cool as well, as you're kind of floating and grabbing your way around, and the aesthetics here are very interesting as well. Here you fight against a relentless horde of demons as you collect crystals and upgrade your powers. The game is developed by Tsukurima and was released back in March, so this one is available to pick up right now. Don't forget to subscribe for more lists like this one and reviews of indie games. Okay, back to the games. When the Lights Die is a survival roguelite set in the frozen wilderness. Here you need to keep the lights burning, because if the light level drops, so does your sanity, and you will face harder and harder monsters. I like the premise of the game a lot, as you also need to scavenge a lot in the game, gaining powers and eldritch knowledge that lets you cast spells. This is developed by Electric Monkeys and release is planned for 2024. In Ankou, you are a servant of death, aiding lost souls, all while battling demons. The game is a mix between a roguelike and a survival crafting game. You need to scavenge a lot of resources to craft better equipment while you get attacked by monsters. The art style is great in this game, I really dig it. Well polished, and I've actually played this game for about 5 hours. I think the balancing of gaining powers and getting overrun by the amount of enemies come at you needs a bit of work, but the game is fun and definitely got a lot of potential. This is developed by Alchemy and is in early access right now and will stay there for at least 6 months. VergeWorld is a fast-paced roguelite combat racer. The game looks like it came straight out of the 90s. I don't think I see any art style like this these days anymore. The game features procedurally generated levels as you fly and shoot enemies. In between the levels you also have a base where you can upgrade and customize your ship. The game is developed by Bad Bones and it's planned for 2023, no exact date yet. Star Survivor is a roguelike shooter where you can create some crazy builds. This is also a deck builder where you choose cards to put in a deck, then this deck is used when you're leveling up. Apparently there are more than 250 upgrades in the game, which I find very impressive, but I don't know how unique all of these are. The game also features 8 ships, all with unique skills. I have played this for a few hours, and it is fun, a bit rough around the edges, but the game is still in early access. Star Survivor is developed by Space Owl Games, and as I mentioned, is still in early access, but it seems to be in its final polishing phase, so hopefully we'll see a full release first quarter 2024. Repetendium takes place underground as you fight against legions of elemental creatures who is trying to kill you. I found this game quite interesting as you play in cramped caves and it looks like you can mine for resources and you have some form of ability where you can carve your own path as well. The game features a lot of guns, abilities and perks to power up your chicken. Repetendium is developed by VergeWorld Games. The game has unfortunately been delayed as the developer have had some real life issues to deal with. Hopefully full release will be sometime next year. Venox, the alien survivors, put you in the shoes of a Venox who is trying to leave the planet you're on. To accomplish this, you need to gather crystals. I found the mechanics of the game kind of intriguing. During the night, you need to survive the horde of enemies that are trying to attack you, and during the day, you mine for crystals, drag them back to your ship and upgrade it. You can also merge with the ship to control it. It looks simple and fun. The game is developed by The Falcon. Planned release is 2023, no specific date yet. Renfield, Bring Your Own Blood. Here you play as Dracula's overworked and underappreciated servant. You will fight, die and resurrect while killing dozens of enemies and bosses. To help you kill all these enemies and bosses, you have dozens of guns that can also be upgraded. You have a lot of skills to make you more powerful. I really like the art style. The game looks really good. The game is developed by Megacat Studio and this got released back in September. They just released 1.1, which added a ton of new stuff into the game. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to leave a like if you like the list. Have a great day. See you in the next one. Bye.